So welcome to Popsie Guy, hanging out with Popsie Guy as we walk the beach. I had a good one for you today. I have a funny story that I want to share with you. And what's the old saying or that song? Mama told me there'd be days like today. I wanted to share with you a funny story that happened to me a few months ago and how I handled it. And maybe you could take a life lesson out of it as well. So here I am bringing my car in to get the oil change and the tires rotated. Simple job, right? You just bring it in, bang, bang, you're out in 30 minutes. Well, 3.5 hours later, I drove my car out. This is what happened. Oil change went well. Tire rotation went well. What didn't go so well is one mechanic thought that the other mechanic had tightened down the lug nuts on the left front tire. So as I was waiting for the car to be pulled around, it took a while. And the reason it took a while is the tire fell off the car. Ouch! So the car lands right on the wheel, right on the brake drum. The quarter panel gets all popped out. The hood is all out of shape. And there's six guys, like a NASCAR pit crew, trying to figure out what happened and how to fix it. Keeping in mind, this was a Friday afternoon at 3:45, and I'm supposed to be at work delivering pizza at 5 o'clock. So I had two choices. Actually, I had one choice, two options. Option number one, lose my ever-loving mind and say, how can you people do this? Don't you know I have places to go and people to see? Oh my word, you're so incompetent. I'm going to call my lawyer and you're never going to hear the end of this. Or option number two, take a step back, be thankful no one got hurt, right? That's the real thing. And number two, I resisted the temptation to believe this was a conspiracy against Popsie Guy. That the mechanics thought, hey, how can we ruin this guy's whole weekend? Oh, I know. We'll pretend we tighten down the lug nuts, and when he's driving away, the tire will fall off. That's not how it happened. So as I said, I give a lot of credit to the GM at the time. She's moved on to another store, but she took control of the situation, did everything she possibly could to rectify it, including trying to get me a rental car. And then I come to find out, I called the boss at the pizza place. He said, you can't drive a rental car. We're not going to cover that if you do that. I said, well, what am I going to do? He goes, I don't know, but you got to be at work in a half hour. So I went back out and they get the tire back on, they bring it back in, they put it up on the lift, looking underneath, make sure there's no frame damage. There was no damage to the brake drum. Really, it was all cosmetic. And so I said to one of the guys, I said, so is it important to have a quarter panel when you're driving a car? And he goes, important to who? I said, question is, can I drive this car without a quarter panel? He goes, absolutely. It's going to look pretty stupid, but you can do it. I said, I'm taking the car. I got to get to work. So I did. I worked that night, driving around Perdido Key in the summertime, delivering pizza to tourists in these high-rise condos and these fancy VRBOs in a car without a quarter panel. It was hilarious. So when I chose to handle it the way I did, God in his infinite wisdom said, I'm going to put you in another position, and then I'm going to test once again how you handle these situations. So as I'm waiting, and I'm going back to when they were trying to figure out what to do with my car, I'm waiting in the waiting area of the auto place, and in comes a woman. She's probably in her mid-40s, and she's disheveled. She's upset. You can tell something's wrong. And she comes in, but there's nobody working there because they're all working on my car. And I asked her, what's happening? She goes, my son's in the hospital here. He's in, and I need to get, and I think my tire is flat, and I don't know what to do. And I said, okay, relax. And so I went and I told the GM, I said, you've got somebody here that really needs your help. And so she came out, the lady told her, somebody told me my tire was flat. They checked it out, pulled a nail out of it, replaced the tire. But while they were doing that, this woman and I, this 40-year-old or something, mom, got a chance to chat. And as God is apt to do, he's apt to remind me that, you know what, you don't have it so bad, young man. This lady's son, 14 years old, was in a rehab facility in the Pensacola area. She lived about 60 miles away. And it turns out that this 14-year-old boy was sitting in his own bedroom, minding his own business, when a drive-by shooting happened right outside their apartment. Bullet went right through the window, right through the wall, went right through him, cut him, took out all kinds of major arteries, went through his lung, missed his spine by this much. Just devastating. And she has been spending every day at the hospital with him, but she works full time, and she's got to get back to work, she's gonna lose her job. So, found out she was a Christian. I'm a Christian. We prayed. She was very thankful. The GM of the auto maintenance place got her on the road, and away she goes. The reason I tell you that story is just when you think it can't get any worse for you, there are people that have it a lot worse than you and I do. Right here I am walking on the beach in Perdido Key in February, thankful for every step that I'm able to take, and as the police say, for every breath I take. It's just situations that will come into your life that will remind you to be thankful for what you have. It may not be a lot. It may be a lot. And it's all relative. What you have may be a lot in my eyes. What I have may be a lot in your eyes. But what we both have is today. And today is the day that the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. So when you have the opportunity and you see somebody who's struggling, and it could be as simple as the cashier at the grocery store, you could tell that person is just not having a good day. Or somebody who's walking past you on the sidewalk and their head is down, and you can just tell by their body language nothing is going well for them. An encouraging word, a smile, anything that you can do. It won't take much, doesn't cost you anything, but you don't know the impact that you'll have on that life. That's really what I wanted to talk with you today about, is do whatever you can that's within your comfort zone to bring light and happiness into somebody else's life. Because they're put there for a reason. You and I don't know the reason that they're there, but trust me, they'll be put in your life at the right time. And do what it is that you know is right. Be kind, be sensitive. You don't have to try to solve their problems. Give them a warm smile and give them a blessing. So that's what Popsie Guy wanted to talk to you about today, is that I went from that funny, how can this happen story, to God putting somebody in my life that was in a much worse situation than I am, and reminding me every day to be thankful and to pray for people that need more than we can ever imagine. So I've got other stories. I'm not sure whether or not you even stuck around for the end of that one, but tell me whether or not you ever went to the oil change place and they forgot to tighten your tire. I'm not sure I'm the only one, but I'm the only one I know. All right, well, listen, so until the next time, thank you very much for hanging out with Popsie Guy, and you have yourself a blessed day.